Oh God, he's going to step on me again, isn't he? Welcome back to Eat a God, where we somehow find ourselves inside this man, and there's a whole minigame dedicated to touching him, but they won't let me touch his boobies! Now we gotta figure out how to coexist together while he figures out how to steal our hearts. Not literally! Anyway, here are your content warnings. Now please enjoy yourselves. Oh. You have to put all your will into maintaining your body's shape. Even if you get distracted for just a second, your arms and legs begin to tremble. You fear they'll break, so you have to think about which part or stimulus to block in order to keep the limbs affected by the lack of energy stable. Lion, I feel weak. I think it's necessary to rest my eyes for a moment. Don't you think so? I better not. I feel like I'm gonna die if I do that. No? I think you... Your body can't hold on much longer. You feel its mass destabilizing, making it impossible to remain conscious and present in the physical plane of the garden. Who would have thought having your own body would be so hard to sustain? The energy you're using right now is at its limit, making it impossible to move your body without staggering. I'm sorry, Lion. I don't think I can hold on any longer. We're not synchronized enough to share a single perspective. That's the last thing you say before collapsing onto the altar. Wait, was that Septem's voice inside us? In the beginning, there was nothing. Only darkness and destruction. Until the demiurge arrived, your father. But you have a faint suspicion, deep within your tight chest, that he doesn't consider you a someone, much less a son. You are nothing. Nothing compared to his goal of continuing to create. Yo! Again and again, you recall the few fleeting conversations you were honored to have with him. Some filled your soul with hope, a comforting warmth that wrapped around your entire amorphous being. And other times, the conversations left you with more worries than you needed. You never had true stability in your first days of consciousness, but even so, you still miss those silent moments between conversations. That look of pride he gave you whenever you did something right. A look that instantly turned into words like, "You can do better. You forgot to add this. If you keep this up, you won't be able to sustain the garden. No. There's no point in coming back here. You don't feel like digging into this any further. You have to get out of here." When you lift your head, you notice a path inviting you to follow it. So you take it. The moment your feet touch the path, the place distorts and shifts. It's a path made of a strange mixture of sand and water. There's nothing else, so all you can do is walk. When you look behind you, the path fades away, leaving no trace of your steps. There's no ambient noise, not even the sound of your feet touching the water, nothing to accompany you on your walk, and that gnaws at your soul. With each step, guilt grabs a hold of you, clings to your back, then lets go, but only after stealing a bit of your hope. It repeats this process until you're left with a miserable drop of it. Nala has told you countless times, things will get ugly when they come. And they will, eventually. Yet, you order him to continue, to find humans, to sate the symbol's thirst for faith by any means necessary, to not let them live in agony. With every inhale of your mortal body, the thought that all the beings in your world will lose their sanity once the humans are gone steals your breath away. Nala has told you so many times that you can't keep using this method forever. Sooner or later, someone will come to put an end to it. Be it Father's master, an outsider to the garden, or Father himself, if they arrive. Nulla has always been direct, and he'll take that opportunity if he can. Nulla says it's for the best, that the only solution is to erase the world, pray that the being comes and puts an end to all of this. Yo! But no. Your very reason for being doesn't allow you to do that. You don't want to do that. Letting the garden be destroyed not only means erasing everything you protect, but also every trace of Father and yourself. You still have time to come up with something, to devise a plan that could solve everything. So you focus on your mission, so as to not fall into what Nulla calls the cure for all your woes. Maybe if you alter the world, you'll catch Father's attention and finally have a chance to speak with him and reach an agreement. Someone's got daddy issues. To beg him, to weep for him as you never have before. To scream at him the things you never had the courage to say. To tell him you want to live. That this feeling isn't born from the reason you were created. It has nothing to do with your rank or your purpose. No. You truly want to see the garden grow with him by your side. You want to perceive every single thing that exists here, the things you've never been able to because of your rank and your body. You want to start living, to finally enjoy life once and for all. Not this endless awakening chained to worries you can't solve, no matter how much of yourself you pour into it. But the solution keeps slipping through your hands. You're tired of trying to untangle a thread that will always be bound by infinite knots. You want to rest, to return to the days when you shared command with Father. You walk with difficulty now. The sand swallows you the further you go, and the water keeps you from regaining your normal pace. But you don't let yourself sink. You don't give up. You have to reach the end of this path. In the distance, you can see the end. There, a light awaits you. It must be the solution the entire garden has been seeking. But you can't reach it yet. Until then, you will do whatever it takes to reach that place, no matter what. If the opportunity arises, you'll seize it. No matter what you must do, cut off your feet, remove the water or sand that hinders you, or even make the place come to you. You're going to do it. One way or another. It doesn't matter if others think cutting off your feet is grotesque, if removing the water or sand is immoral, or if making the place come to you is impossible. You will do it. With or without Father. Wake him. Lion? What happened? Wait. I don't feel you completely. I know you're here. Damn it! You're inside me, and you have access to all of me. Wait, I'm pretty sure this is... I don't think this is the puppet anymore. I think this is Septem, is it? My soul lies bare, for your eyes to devour it. I don't think this is what we were looking for. So, why did we have a more stable connection before? I wasn't conscious. I see. Inside my inner world, we can form this kind of symbiosis, similar to the one you had with your former puppet. Here, with me conscious, we can't reach that level of synchronization. It's even harder now that I don't have much energy left. I didn't think it through. Well, I had no choice. Right now, I lack both the energy and the knowledge to create an entirely new physical body for you, and I suppose being inside my body must be boring for you, since you stop being you and become me. You begin to experience firsthand my perception of this world, my desires, my thoughts. Damn. Okay, listen, we'll do something. I promised you more freedom in this world, so I'll give it to you. I have neither the means nor the knowledge to create a new body capable of holding you, but I can modify my own. I rise from the altar and look around. Raphael is on the floor, breathing. That's good. He's fine. There's no trace of the puppet. Could it have disintegrated? I can't sense its presence within my domain. Where's the puppet? I don't know. I'll worry about that later. Now I must move Raphael's body to a safe room. Raphael's body vanishes from the temple with a clap of your hands. He now rests unconscious in his bed, and there's nothing you can do to wake him. Not without a heart fit for him. We'll see what we can do with Raphael later. First, I'll give you hands so you can interact with this place. I'll attempt it now. 2 should be enough, I suppose. I sigh and begin chanting words I've always known, but never dared to perform. Out of respect for Father, this is one of his personal invocations. An invocation of emergency, of protection. Never thought I'd ever use it. Until Nala erased Father's arm. I still remember seeing Father, 7 days after I received Raphael's body. It was the first and last time I saw him that way. After that, he vanished. I didn't even get the chance to say goodbye. He just handed me the candle and said he would punish Septem. I didn't think the punishment would extend to everyone for so long. I underestimated him. Septem, stop thinking about Father. Focus, Septem. Septem. You're right. I must continue. Out loud, I recite the pact so that you may gain more freedom. So you're no longer bound to read me this way. I suppose it's better like this. Lion, to satisfy your need to be involved with this world. And since I have the role of being your host, I'll try to keep my word. Now, you'll have my main eye and my hands to do as you please. You'll be able to interact a little more with my world, in a limited way, yet with more freedom than you had before. We won't lose our body and soul connection, but now you'll have a new perspective. You'll set me aside, partially, since you won't be me, but rather a pair of hands and eyes. And I'll still remain your narrator and puppet. My hands begin to trace sigils that feel forbidden to summon, as if staining the name of Father in the process. Chants rise in Latin as I begin to yield part of this divine body to you. And in time, I create new hands for you. A fragment of my being detaches to be given to you. Along with it, I grant you control. Control is what matters most. Something tells me you didn't get a lot of that with Father. Septem grants you part of his identity. The hands and eyes are yours now. They now belong to you. Now you have a little piece of me you can control. I hope this pleases you. You'll still be able to feel me, but your point of view won't be mine. I suppose it's like a new puppet, just a simpler one. I hope I can make you a complete one later. You may try your hands now. Can I touch? Oh, okay. Damn it! I think you can touch me now. Oh! Oh! I touch his cheek. His cheek is soft, very much like that of a human. This is so cute! It radiates warmth and feels smooth. You can't help but squeeze it a little more. Lion. Septem is angry, but he maintains his composure. He lets out a short sigh and looks at you, helpless. I don't want you to do that again. Your face. It's beautiful. Yes, after all, it's Raphael's face. Not mine. Forget it. Septem averts his gaze, disappointed. You struggle to understand why he feels so strange. You search and search within him, but somehow, Septem won't let you in. You don't give up. You try harder, And just when you think you've grasped his feelings enough to analyze them, they twist and slip away from your hands. But those few seconds are more than enough to understand. He isn't completely at peace with his body. I want to touch the halo? The sensation is strange, like you're touching your own eye. But there's an intense warmth that spreads from that delicate contact. Septem looks uncomfortable. This is something beyond his control. You're touching him? Really touching him? So you take the chance to gently stroke his eye before Septem forbids you to continue. Hey, I think you're getting a little too comfortable. Enough. Your wings? I wonder if you feel this. You run your fingers along the feathers, slow and gentle. Touching them has a calming effect on Septem. The feathers farther from the base are less sensitive than the ones closer to it. When your fingers brush those small feathers, Septem squirms, restless. You're enjoying this more than I thought. Be grateful that I'm keeping my word and letting you test your hands right now. If it weren't for that, you wouldn't have the right to touch me. No one does. Can I pat your head? Can I touch your boobies? Why can't I touch his boobies? Can I go lower? Please? Please? I want to touch his boobies. Please. Are you done? No, I want your boobies, Septem. I won't give you another chance to do this. Oh, I want to finish. Oh. Okay. Your hands stop moving, and within seconds, Septem takes control of them. He moves them side to side, flexes the fingers, opening and closing the fist, testing their functions. They're in good condition. It's a very good first attempt. Surely Father would be proud. Anyway, this is a gift. I hope you appreciate it, Lion. I want to touch your boobies! Silence follows his word, and Septem feels like he's forgetting something. Your tits! It doesn't take him long to remember what it was, and he asks you to come with him. It's lunchtime. He unconsciously heads towards the kitchen. As he walks, he raises his hands to conjure the ingredients, but his low energy stops him, making him reconsider. What am I doing? Then he stops abruptly, looking at his feet, the counter, then at you. There's silence both inside and out of him. A short circuit within brings him back to his senses, and he realizes the stupidity of what he's doing. Then an intangible burst of embarrassment occurs, one that only you and he can feel. You taste the shame bubbling in his stomach for a moment, but his face doesn't show it. And you can only taste it thanks to the connection you share. Now, Septem can't hide his emotions from you. And that makes him feel even more humiliated and angry. But he won't give you the satisfaction of seeing it on his face. That will be like losing twice. With a heavy sigh, Septem straightens up and looks away from you. You sense how Septem doesn't know what to do. He no longer has a clear purpose for the day. He no longer needs to rest his body, nor prepare his strict, plain meals. His routine no longer has a reason to exist. His body, though similar to his old one in organs and skin, is self-sustaining. His heart beats thanks to divine energy, keeping the rest of his body running like a simple engine. But there is no need to sustain it with rituals and routines that consume time and simulate the experience of having a mortal body. There's nothing left to do to pass the hours with real purpose or mission anymore. Septem never had idle time, and you feel anxiety begin to creep up from his feet, screaming and demanding to do something. Septem doesn't know what to do. I think getting some air would help. Yeah, let's step outside. Thank you. You both head out to the garden. Aw. Wait, I can touch him. What else can I do? I can look at those. I can look at the flowers. I can look ahead. Let's look at the flowers. These flowers. are pure energy. They're connected to the entire garden. They stretch beneath the ground and reach every corner. Through them, I can sense what can and cannot be fixed. Can you tear them off? No. I am not a destructive entity. His words make your stomach tingle. Or maybe it's his. You remember how easy it was for Septem to hurt you. And Nulla. Forgive me. Let me rephrase that. I cannot harm anything born from the garden. Wouldn't you like to try it now? I see. Septem falls silent for a minute, and curiosity slips in like a sneaky and insistent rat settling in his mind. Septem grips the flower by its stem and pulls, expecting nothing to happen. Whoa! He just broke it! The flower starts to... Damn! I want to see what's in the pond. Or the river? Septem watches the fish in silence. I wish I had more things in my garden. Living beings, not just energy. He doesn't say anything after that. You both watch the little energy figures in silence. This still doesn't excuse you from hurting my kids! What's this? We'll go there another time. Not today. I don't want to go there today. Is there anything else I can look at, actually? Or do I just touch Septem from the back? I'm gonna hit it from the back! Septem takes a deep breath, releasing all the tension he'd been holding. I feel better now. Do you want to go back to the temple? Yeah. Alright. 3 days pass, during which Septem dedicates himself to observing Raphael's body and getting used to your presence, to your eternal company. Which doesn't leave him for a single moment, almost suffocating him with your presence. But now, it doesn't feel as uncomfortable as before. Septem has already accepted your company. The room where Raphael lies is identical to all the others in Septem's temple, consisting of only what's necessary. Septem observes Raphael, who lies asleep with furrowed eyebrows. When you look at him, you can't detect his heartbeat, but he breathes without issue. How is he still alive? I'm sustaining his body with my energy. He confesses without hesitation. So this is why Septem doesn't have enough energy to summon or create a body for you. Is he important to you? I thought he was just a puppet. Is his heart not working? Is he important to you? Yes. I know everything about him. It's impossible not to care for him. I thought you hated each other. What? What makes you think that? I don't know. Is he your son? For a moment, Septem looks at you with disgust. Where did you get that from? Did you misread the documents? He clenches his fist, angry. The thought alone seems enough to throw him off because... Well, whether because of the documents themselves or how you supposedly found them. Either way, Septem reconsiders and sighs. Impossible. You can't read Latin. His eyes fall back on Raphael's body. Of course he's not my son, he grumbles. I just care for his body, keep him alive. There is a silence, the heavy, overwhelming kind, but nostalgic nonetheless. Septem starts walking towards the door. Raphael is a good writer. We used to communicate through a journal. I liked reading what he wrote for me each time he returned to his body, after every meal. I kind of miss doing that. There's a pause in his movements. He blinks in disbelief, realizing he's telling you things he didn't even ask for. And how strange it feels to speak so freely with you. That unsettles him a little. Septem. Septem raises his hand, a clear sign he doesn't want to hear your reply. But deep down, you sense that Septem is closing a door to stop himself from releasing the flood of emotions and worries inside, trying to protect his ego. I owe you an apology. I don't want to make you bear my burdens, nor is it necessary for you to comfort me. I don't need it. He says it solemnly. Oh, man. I feel like this is gonna get me killed. Save it here. Damn it. I insist. I told you, I don't need it. His voice shifts, turning rough and coarse. He's getting angry, but restrains himself. Insist? You don't understand. Are you asking for it? I see you only understand through force. What? Oh, come on! Septem takes one of your hands, using a force that shatters your bones. An intense pain bursts through your being. It's a pain that's origin you can't quite grasp. A phantom pain that seeps into everything you can call your own. It's a shared pain, one that Septem feels as well. But he's determined to continue. Then it's your eye, which is forced shut in an instant. Come back when you learn to respect my word. You're not quite sure what happens next, but your connection with Septem is severed. Okay, man, I've been making quite a few missteps like in the interlude, which is like a bit of a change from Act 2, so I'm gonna let it be. What do we do about Raphael? What do you want to do now? What do you want to do now? There's a moment of stillness while Septem ponders what you could do today. I think we could cook to pass the time. Raphael won't wake up no matter how much we watch him. The problem lies in his heart. The kitchen is so spotless it feels unreal. Nothing is out of place and it looks like a photograph. The space is just enough for one person. It's not designed to accommodate anyone else. Septem tells you that you'll make tartlets, a recipe written in the journal he shares with Raphael, but he never wanted to make them before. He said it was for lack of time. You begin searching for the ingredients. Your hands move across the counters and drawers, looking for what Septem asks. It feels odd to do this manually, since you could simply summon everything with a clap. Maybe it's the lack of energy. Or maybe Septem wants to experience the human simplicity of searching for things on his own. So, there's also the possibility he enjoys watching you struggle a little while looking for everything. Who knows? Once everything is ready, you begin preparing the tartlets. You mix, whisk, and separate the ingredients. It's all very pleasant. The moment feels warm. Watching Septem's concentrated expression is priceless. You could almost imagine a day off with him as your companion, preparing treats for guests, or just for the two of you. When it's time to decorate, Septem tops one with 2 pieces of fruit. Only 2? Yes. I want you to decorate the rest. I've done all the work. I'm tired. He says that with a frown, but you're sure he doesn't mean it. Septem doesn't get tired anymore. And more than once, you've caught him watching your hands move, fascinated. Go ahead, Lion. Oh! Sweet! I kind of want to... Wait, can I... Oh my god, I can't really decorate this. Oh, but this is like such a sweet minigame. Jeez. You know what? Let's add another blueberry, maybe down here. Ooh, I kind of like this tart. But, oh my gosh, I don't really know, like, what arrangement I should go for to make this, like, all cute and all. Let's do a 3. Let's do a 3. Yeah. I want this to be perfect, though. I know it doesn't quite matter, but, like, this is such a cute minigame. I of course I go, like, of course I want to lock in. Okay. So let's do, like, one of these here. This here, and let's do a blueberry. Let's do a couple of blueberries, actually. Just a few. Oh man, but that doesn't look great. Man, why am I locking in for this? I really shouldn't. I really shouldn't be locking in for something like this, but it's just too cute. I have to. Man, okay. Maybe just like this. Actually, I kind of like this arrangement. But I'm not too happy with that. Ugh. Okay, let's just make this one like just purely blueberries. I feel like that's a good idea. I'm I'm gonna save this for myself and stop. After you finish, Septem admires your work, giving it a long, thoughtful look. He can't help but smile a little. Without saying a word, he takes one of the tarts to taste it. He looks so ordinary. It's almost frightening. You did well. But it's strange to see you handling things. Strange, or do you like it? Both. His ears turn faintly pink. I didn't know you still had blood to do that. Septem's daily activities now amount to spending time with you out of obligation. But he's gotten used to it. You can sense that he doesn't mind it, though he struggles to find logic in that. Acceptance is a slow, uneasy process for him. You're there at all times, accompanying him. Even the silence is pleasant thanks to your presence. Right now, you're in the garden, and Septem has been staring at the lake for a long time. Suddenly, something begins to descend from above. Wait, what? Oh, spider! Hey, friend! It's a spider! Why? There's a spider on the screen. Fight it and scare it away. Why? I don't wanna. You look at Septem and feel it instantly. Something's bothering him. Something that's been gnawing at him ever since he gave you the hand and the eye. And that discomfort has only grown. But it isn't about your constant presence. It's something else. Is something wrong? Yes. I think I made a mistake. Now that I have you with me, I understand your puppet a little better. But at the same time, I'd like you to exist outside of me so you could have your own role. A bit more freedom, immersion. With me, you're bound to me at all times. You don't have a body of your own to represent you. At least with your puppet, it was easier to achieve that immersion. That was its purpose. No context, no story behind it. Something hollow, ready to be inhabited by you. But at the same time, it had clear fixations and desires, with clear ideas and emotions that weren't your own. I feel like that is definitely... Okay, I know that the fourth wall breaks were very obvious from the very start. However, this feels like the dev talking about the struggle of figuring out whether they should have the player be a completely blank slate or have an established character, and that comes in the form of Septem, and it's kind of interesting seeing it talked about like this. Nothing objective. Septem hesitates, unsure whether to tell you what's really bothering him. And something about Nola. Ashamed of his inability to choose his words well, he tries to filter his concern. Even with a name you gave it, one that might be yours, or maybe one you made up. Is Lion the name you use for yourself, or is it just the name you gave the puppet with nothing to do with you? Does he want to know your real name? Oh. It's a name that represents me. Good. I'd like to call you properly. Names are important here, and yours is no exception. Okay, we'll keep calling you Lion. Lion, I think we should take this as a new beginning. I want to ask my companion. I think enough time has passed to decide whether you're fit for the role or not. Wait! You've stayed this long after all. I've been thinking, and I believe when you were connected to the puppet, I gave you the worst impression possible. Oh, you think? I apologize if I offended you, but to me, the puppet was never mine. It's not a subject, nor an entity of the garden I'm meant to protect. The puppet was a link between you and Nola. It was never to my liking, and seeing it there, with that face and that human scent, it was difficult to resist the temptation to break it. You feel Septem flinch slightly as he recalls the scent and color of blood. Septem exhales, holding himself back from saying too much before curling his lips into a sideways smile. But now that thing is gone. Now it's just you and me. And I'll do everything I can to give you a complete body. Not just hands and an eye. Septem glances at your hands for a moment and clenches his jaw. I want to show you something. You're caught, but I need you to take it seriously. This place, it's not a game. Okay. Septem clasps both hands together and recites a few words in Latin. Whoa! When his chant ends, both of you are transported to a pure place, stained only by your presence. Coming here always calms me. He says it into the air, not expecting a reply. Then Septem gestures with his hands. A sphere, the size of a ball, begins to rise from the ground, levitating until it hovers before your eyes. Then another appears, and another, until 8 spheres surround the space you share with Septem. You may touch them, if you wish. He wants me to touch his balls? His balls! I'm gonna grab the one in the middle. This is Septem's domain. If you look closely, there are no trace of subjects anywhere. Only your soul and Septem's exist within this space. This is us. Where's your puppet? He's not a subject. According to the map, he doesn't exist. According to the rules, he shouldn't be here. Septem sighs, weary. I think that's enough. Do you want to go back? Wait. The top one. This one is Quator. It's one of the most beautiful domains. Top left. Here resides Due. She's always working, training her stars. There she is. Septem guides your hand with his, leading it towards Due. You realize she's the largest 8-pointed star in the area. It's one of the few domains that hasn't shown any signs of trouble. All thanks to her. Top right. In this sphere, there are 2 8-pointed stars. Kinky needs help. That's why Tria spends most of her time there. Every time I visit, I see him healing some animal. Tria's curse won't stop. Bottom right. There's only 1 star in this sphere. It doesn't shine as brightly as the others, and its pulse is slow. It looks terrible. And Septem says nothing, just stares at it in silence, his expression on the verge of breaking apart. It's sorrow. Whose is that? Nola? Let's check out this one. That's the sun's domain. Unum is currently at the residence of his wives. Septem points towards the red 8-pointed star beside 3 smaller ones. The rest. Septem moves his fingers across the other stars scattered throughout the sphere. There are many. They are his subjects. Bottom left. It's a dead domain. There's not much left of it. And Tria can't do anything until the garden heals. We've talked, and after much searching, Tria came to the conclusion that the curse is self-inflicted. It will remain until she heals. What curse? Septem watches you in silence before answering. Every fruit born from the garden carries poison and belongs to Tria. They can't be eaten unless you break their seal. You feel a bit of sorrow for her situation. You assume she can't control her grief or anger, so her emotional state shapes her domain this way. How complicated. Now you see the garden doesn't have a single problem. Rather, it's a web of many things, intertwined and affecting everything from the smallest to the grandest scale. The garden feels like a sick body, its vital parts doing all they can to keep it alive, barely. But that defense isn't enough. The garden needs help from an external agent, a medicine, a pill that grants it just enough of what they need to resume its function. Let's stop. It's time to stop, but you can't help but notice the voracious black that holds the spheres in place. Is that Nola's domain? When you place your hand over it, the energy it radiates feels abyssal. It calls you to put your hand inside, whispering words that, even without recognizing the language, you understand perfectly what they say. Enter. Alright, that's all for today. Alright. Days pass and Septem slowly regains the energy he spent creating his divine body, leaving him with more power to sustain Raphael's body and to do other things. With that, Septem begins to study and recreate invocations, practicing on various parts of the human body. Most of them are hearts. He also has meetings with Septem, though he never leaves his domain. During these meetings, you learn a few things you didn't know before. For example, not just any human can live in the garden. They must be created by Septem, otherwise they won't survive long there. They die after 7 days. When I can remove your seal, you'll be able to return to your domain and create other humans again. Does he really think it'll be that easy? I could see the seal you have within. Once I learn how to break it, it'll be easy for you to create them again. You'll have to start slowly, with wet nurses. But soon, they'll regain their normal life cycle. You'll get natural births again after 5 to 10 years. You'll be like before. Do you think Father will return if he finds out? What if he punishes us again? That won't happen, Septem. What if the others find out it was our fault? It wasn't our fault. It was Nulla's. I share the blame too. Not just Nulla. Septem. Septem doesn't stop, even though Septem is already looking at her irritably. Are we going to have to make up another excuse like your fake child's birth to cover the theft of the body? Because as far as they know, Father left out of boredom, not because you brought a body from another world to use as a puppet. Septem. No, Septem, listen to me. We're exposing ourselves. Nulla could open his mouth and seal your fate. A father might return to impose even harsher punishments. Promise me that if we go through with this, there won't be worse consequences. If the council ever finds out, you can be sure they'll come for your head. And if Father comes back, believe me, it won't be to give you a hug. Septem pauses to look at you before continuing. Septem, I swear, if this doesn't work, I think it'd be best to listen to Nulla. Septem lets out a short laugh, disbelieving her words. You're insane. No, Septem, if this goes wrong, it'd be better to end everything than to watch the entire garden turn against you. And since no one can hurt you, they'll find another way to make you pay. I'd hate for you to go through that. Septem sobs. The conversation slowly fades, reaching a point where everything that needed to be said has been said. All formalities were settled. But Septem still needs to speak of one more thing. Something he hasn't even let you see, let alone confess to you. Because you probably wouldn't understand it as well as Septem. One more thing. Septem only watches him, very attentive but silent. I think you need to know this. The rank I have now allows me to cause harm. Septem opens her mouth to say something, and Septem waits, but she can't find her voice and chooses silence, avoiding his hard gaze. It's important that you know this. If anything ever happens, I need you to stop me. Septem presses her lips together, gathering the courage to answer his request. You know there's nothing I can do. I think it'd be better if you made that request to the entity that's with you. The silence falls, but Septem understands. I must go. I'll be waiting for your news. Without another word, Septem vanishes through the door. And just like that, you and Septem are left alone. You try to speak to Septem, but he asks for a moment alone. So you withdraw from the library. Some days you get bored, since Septem does nothing but read and search for ways to break seals. Sometimes he reads aloud to you, but most of the time, he asks for silence, insisting you observe his progress. Watching him fail is something you never tire of. Each time he fails to make or break a seal, Septem clenches his jaw so tightly that his teeth grind audibly. And from time to time, he slams down on the table, never looking your way. But he keeps trying. Even when he succeeds, if he notices the slightest imperfection, he destroys it and tries again with greater effort. After about an hour, Septem finally celebrates as the seal he's been struggling to break dissolves into smoke. We did it! Congratulations! Septem smiles faintly, feeling a small flutter in his stomach at your response. Then immediately, he feels puzzled by his own reaction. He hasn't felt this way since Father gave him feedback after creating the symbols. You did a great job. The strange sensation in the pit of his stomach returns. I hope you're not saying that mockingly. Septem turns his gaze back to the table. After a brief moment of thought, he sighs. We can begin the restoration. He says it almost in disbelief, breathless. Good. He inhales slowly before revealing what he's been thinking. Lion, we have a meeting tonight with the council and the symbols. Do you need me to help with something? Your mere presence is already more than enough help. Septem stares at you, debating whether to keep talking or stay silent. I have something to give you after the meeting. I think you deserve it. He confesses it very seriously, as if it were a secret, yet deep within, you can sense a flicker of excitement. Will I get something? Are you talking about reward? Do you really think you deserve one? No. Yes. He finally says, taking your left hand. As he strokes it, his nails brush against your skin, dangerously close to sinking in. You deserve a reward. You've done everything I've asked of you so far. His body leans into your field of view, blocking everything but him. I think giving you a body will be a good reward, don't you think? Yay! I can finally piss! I'm sorry. Septem passes the time in the library, reading to you. This time, it's children's stories written by Septem. Before beginning, he explains that when humans still existed in the garden, Septem used to mingle among them to find inspiration for her writing, and how he used to watch her from his domain, back when he still lacked a physical body. He looks proud as he reads, a faint smile lighting his features, giving him an almost ethereal air. His main eyes stay fixed on the pages, while the others steal furtive glances at you now and then, just to make sure you're still there. Septem's voice when reading aloud is sweet, extremely sweet and warm. He conveys the emotion of each story so perfectly, it's as if he's read them all before. He takes the right pauses and uses the perfect tone for each character, never stumbling or sounding surprised by the events unfolding. As the hour of the meeting draws near, Septem's face begins to change, his main eyes narrowing, his mind drifting towards what's to come. He should be getting ready by now, but he prefers to finish at least one last story. There comes a point when his voice stops reading the words on the page, his eyes close completely as he senses the first pair of guests entering his domain. His ethereal expression fades, his lips twisting to one side. Septem snaps the book shut and clicks his tongue. He stands and sets the storybook aside on his desk, next to the papers he used to break the seals. That's all. Both you and Septem can sense more entities within the domain. It's time. The council and the symbols have already arrived, waiting for Septem to appear so the meeting can begin. They're going to ask what happened to my body sooner or later. Then he looks at you, his expression turning exasperated. They'll ask about you and why you're like this. How I hate them. With a final sigh, Septem fixes his hair and, with a single gesture, teleports you both to the meeting hall. Countless eyes fall upon you both. Good evening to everyone present. I appreciate your attendance. Septem steps forward. The silence in the room is absolute and heavy. All the council's entities stare at Septem with a disgust barely hidden behind horror. The symbols, on the other hand, watch him quietly, waiting for him to speak. One of the council members loses composure and speaks without being given permission. What is that entity beside you? That's not the Shut your mouth. I haven't given you permission to speak. Insolent. The entity grimaces in pain, and Septem lets out a dry laugh. As you can see, I've changed. And with that change, I've decided to share this garden with one who truly sees us. We can no longer keep waiting for Father. Some members of the council whisper anxiously to their symbols. I have obtained an absolute rank, thanks to our new savior. And with it, I now have the power to destroy and erase every curse that was placed upon us. To anyone who disagrees with this change of command, I cordially invite you to step down. This garden was forgotten by Father, the one who abandoned us. But starting today, a new era begins. Entire domains will be restructured to prevent a second downfall. You will no longer answer to an absent creator. You will answer to Lion and to me. Septem glides to his chair and sits down with a grace that grows with every movement. Once settled, he clasps his hands together and studies his audience. Does anyone have any questions? The same entity that was forced to be silent urgently raises their hand. Go ahead. Septem grants them permission. As soon as their speech is restored, their lips part. And what if we refuse? What if this new master fails to meet the symbols of the previous one? They look around, searching for support. Are you really replacing the creator so easily? For some nobody. They can't even manifest a proper body. And they use you instead. Please, what kind of power are we even talking about? The air thickens. Septem's eyes narrow, his hand rising in a clear omen of reprisal. Septem, stop. Septem stops. For a moment, he seems to consider your words. He glances at you for a second, then, incredibly, he lowers his hand and closes his eyes. His fist trembles. It's subtle, but you notice it. He's holding himself back from acting out of anger. After all, the entity's comment is a grave insult to Septem. And there wasn't just one offense, but two. Andromeda, be grateful that Lion doesn't wish to see punishment. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a tongue left for those venomous remarks. But if I hear you again, you'll lose far more than that. Does anyone else have any questions? Several hands rise, waiting for Septem to grant them the floor. Before giving anyone permission to speak, the blonde glances at you sideways. Now we'll move on to logistics. There's no need for you to listen to all this. What? Whoa! When the last of the council attendees leaves the domain, Septem searches for your eye. When he finds it with his gaze, he smiles and calls you over with a sultry, husky tone. He takes your hand in his and softly says, I believe you've earned your reward. Come with me. It doesn't make you wait! Transporting you both to the pure zone! A body. An identity. Both things go hand in hand, don't you think? That's right. If I gave you a new body and decorated it myself, leaving you no room to make any changes, would you allow that? Not really, no. I mean, I will still change it. Like, being so for real. Oh, I have no idea. Let's just save over this. No? Very well. That's how I like it. I chose right! Well, it doesn't matter. The body I'll make for you will also be a gift. One you'll be able to shape however you wish. I'll give you a blank canvas, and you'll shape it to your liking, my dear. little creator. Septem takes the pieces that comprise you in the palms of his hands. With slow, delicate motions, he carefully fuses them together. You lose sight for a few seconds, but your other senses multiply and dance together, coordinated down to the smallest detail. Sounds intertwine with the heat and chill of the space where you now are. The sensation of being, existing, is comforting, and it grows stronger with each passing second. First your legs, then your arms, followed by your head. You branch into a humanoid form without restriction. It's an unhurried creation, with Septem guiding you by hand. He guides you, yet allows you to make the necessary adjustments along the way. The sensation of life grows stronger. The slick touch of organs expanding and contracting calls you to crave more. Touch emerges gradually. It's a pleasant tingling born from Septem's fingers gliding over your forming shape. I was just made and you're already touching me like this. Hello, Septem? Oh. Your legs catch the gentle breeze and your freshly formed cheeks feel Septem's hot breath. Your body awakens through 10 flames that burn but do not harm. His hands travel all over your fully formed body, touching and igniting everything in their path. It's not a lustful or perverse touch. It's a touch that gives life to your form and gradually allows it to thrum with breath. Like the kiss of life you've always been waiting for, a body entirely of your own. Yours and no one else's. Something you can call yourself. Beautiful. Your body isn't just an avatar. It's the purest expression of you within this domain. You're perfect. Septem caresses your cheek with his thumb. You and Septem spend the day resting outside the temple. Tomorrow will be the day Septem's seal is broken. Tomorrow will be busy, but not today. Today, Septem will rest beside you. This feels good. Septem is lost in thought, not particularly open to conversation. When you grow tired of watching the scenery, you place your hand on Septem's shoulder, getting his attention. He turns his head and reveals a fragment of what's been gnawing at his mind. Now that you have a body, Nala could appear and steal you away. I've seen what he's capable of. I've seen it within the lines of the code. I don't have access to all of it, but I do have access to what you've already played. Do you know about the other routes? That's right. I can't access all the information, but yes. It doesn't hurt as much now because you're here with me. And I'll make sure you stay in this timeline at the end. It's not a promise. It's a fact. Does that mean there won't be any more bad ends? Do you want one? Yeah, honestly, yes. What the hell? The world dissolves into a terrifying pure white. You appear in an area with no borders or floor. Only you and him occupy the space. Septem approaches with a calmness that makes you uneasy. You can't help but recall past experiences, and with 2 fingers, he takes hold of your jaw. At first, his touch is delicate, but little by little, he starts to squeeze, his eyes fixed on how your skin warps under the pressure. You're interesting. His face leans close to your ear. The heat of his breath makes you shiver. How I miss doing this. Oh my god! For a moment you think he's going to kiss your neck, but his hand clamps down and lifts you effortlessly instead. You hang suspended, his fingers pressing right where the air should pass, but now it can't. He watches you as you choke, his smile wide and his eyes full of euphoria. I think giving you nerve endings and a divine body pretending to be mortal was my best idea. Don't you agree? Your body trembles. A muffled moan escapes your lips, making Septem let out a low, drawn-out laugh. His other hand slides down to your thigh, gripping it tightly, his nails sinking in and tearing through any skin they find. As they have grown bored of playing with your hands, what if I try a leg instead? And could break it off, or tear it apart. There would be so much blood. Suddenly, he lets you go. Ooh, wait, hey, hi there. He kind of looks wild like this, but I like this look. I really like it. You collapse onto your back. You cough and gasp for air, trying to steady yourself, but he's already on top of you again. Did you know there's an artery in your thigh called the femoral? If I cut it, you'd bleed to death in minutes. But you wouldn't die immediately. His voice softens. I could cut you and watch it happen. Or he raises a hand and without touching you, brings it close to your chest. I could simply take your heart and taste it right here. He hasn't even touched you, yet you feel it, his fingers sliding through your ribs, curling around your lungs to find your heart. It would be more intimate that way, don't you think? Septem stops right there. He watches you closely, as if waiting for you to cry or beg. As if he longed to hear you say no, because then he could mock you, call you a coward. His smile curves sweetly. Will you give me your heart? After all, I'm the one who built it. It belongs to me. Yeah, sure. Septem doesn't rush. Oh! Kind of hot, actually. His fingers pierce through your chest, breaking skin and bone. Ribs part effortlessly to let his hands through. The pain comes quickly, but what you feel is the pressure, strong and invasive, bordering on pleasurable. His eyes don't leave yours for a second. Your heart is beating so fast. Is it because of me? He pulls it out slowly, still beating, and he gazes at it in fascination before bringing it to his lips. He gives it a gentle kiss, chaste, as if it were something sacred, then licks it and bites it. In that order? What if it was the other way around? Unashamed of the mess and unbothered by how grotesque it looked. And just as you're about to leave this world, Septem leans in and kisses you too, on the lips. A sweet, soft, innocent touch. And you wake up. Everything is as before, your body intact, your heart back to where it belongs. But Septem looks different, ecstatic. What have I done? Eventually, Septem tells you that you should rest. After all, your body still carries mortal needs. Eating, drinking, sleeping, fuck. You still need all of it. The only difference is that you cannot die. Tomorrow, I'll wake you up so we can begin our task. I'll introduce you to the entire garden. As the new master and ruler of these lands. Our savior. And that's the end of the interlude. So that was the interlude to Septem's route. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this game for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. And, okay, considering I played Unum's route first before moving on to Septem, why does he have to be so sweet here? I hate how sweet he is. I hate how he actually gets closer to us. I hate just how much I love this man and how his route has somehow become my favorite because Septem is not my kind of guy. By right, I should hate him with my entire being, and I do, but playing his route is just so, no, man, he's hitting all the right notes, and I hate that. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day, and as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.